Hi, my name is Shay Mays, and I'm doing a presentation on 7 different types of nonverbal communication. Just to start out, I have a verbal quote, and it is Darlene Price on Forbes.com, the author of Well Said Presentations and Conversations Get Results, said, "Simply put, nonverbal cues include all of the ways you present and express yourself apart from the actual words you speak." Then she adds, "And then there are critically important at work and in business because perception is reality." One of the different types of nonverbal communication are body movement, which is also known as kinesics. The way you face toward or away from someone directly shows your interest, and facing away shows a desire for uninvolvement. So for example, if I were to be facing towards you and looking at you while you were talking, I would be showing interest. But if I were to be turned around to the side, kind of just not looking and away from you, I wouldn't be showing interest in the conversation. Also, you can use nonverbal communication in like posture. So if I would be standing straight, I would be showing that I was also interested in a conversation. But if I was slouching, you wouldn't think that I was interested at all. So another type of nonverbal communication is known as gestures. So I'm a person that likes to talk with my hands, and gestures are movement of the hands and the arms. A positive way of using gestures are to give directions. So if someone were to ask you where a certain address was, if it was down the street, you would say, "Oh, it's just down the street." You would probably point in the direction of where the street was, whether it's over here or over there. Negative way of using gestures is if you're having a conversation and your just arms and hands were flailing about consistently, then you would probably lose the person on the other end of the conversation. Another type of nonverbal communication that actually took me by surprise at first was voice, because nonverbal communication is nonverbal, so I was a bit confused myself. So scientists use the term paralanguage to describe nonverbal vocal messages. Like an example, I'm going to say with this one sentence 3 different ways. This is an amazing brand of purified water. So in that one, I stated that it was an amazing brand of purified water, which means it was just that simple brand was amazing. Another way I'm going to say is, this is an amazing brand of water. So not just any brand, but this specific brand. And then I'm going to say it one more time, and this is an amazing brand of purified water, stating that it is just purified water, not distilled water or any other type of water. And another way of paralanguage is also addressed is, this isn't what you said, it's the way you said it. And most people are in relationships or with their parents have most likely heard that phrase quite frequently. I know I heard it myself. Another type of nonverbal communication is touch, which is also known by social scientists as haptics. An example of that, of 4 different types of that, are functional or professional, which is an example of that is like a dental exam or getting an appointment with a hairdresser. Another one is social or polite, which is like a handshake. Another one is friendship or warmth, which is like a hug or a pat on the back. Another one is sexual arousal, which is like kissing or stroking. Another one is aggression, which is like shoves, slaps, punches, all of that. Touch plays a powerful role in shaping how we respond to others, and studies at the University of Miami School of Medicine and Touch Research Institute has shown that premature infants in the NICU grow more and gain more weight if they are massaged by the nurses in the NICU. According to Barrett Seeger Kronfalk, who is a PhD, the oxytocin that is released during massages in people who are mourning help diminish their loneliness. Massages, holding someone's hand, or hugging them is a powerful form of comfort, and I agree with that most highly. Another form of nonverbal communication is appearance. Physical attractiveness and the influence of physical attractiveness begins early in life. I know personally for me, I was very harsh on my own appearance in the world, and I was just very judgmental of myself, and I just thought everyone didn't like me because of my appearance, and I didn't think I was beautiful. However, now I do think otherwise, and it makes me feel better about myself. Another way of physical appearance is clothing, because it is proven that we as humans do judge people on what they are wearing. Another type of nonverbal communication is physical space, which is also known as proxemics, which is the study of the way people and animals use space. So not just humans, but animals as well. And that is distance, and you can sometimes tell how people feel about one another just due to the distance between them. For example, a positive way of distance is going to be if you and your significant other are sitting on the couch and you're just cuddling watching your favorite movie. That's a very positive form of nonverbal communication. And a negative one might be if you had not fed your dog and he was angry at you and he didn't want to sit next to you on the couch, or didn't want to come next to you at the kitchen table, and actually didn't want to steal some food off of your plate. Something that an anthropologist, Edward T. Hall, is to find four distances that most North Americans use in their life, which are, number one is intimate distance, which is skin contact to about 18 inches. And that is an example that I would personally use with my husband. And then there's another one, which is the second, that's personal distance. And that is 18 inches to about 4 feet. And that is the distance that I would use with my friends as personal distance. Then there's a social distance, which is 4 to 12 feet. And I personally use that with clients and students that I work with daily. Then there is public distance, which is the forced distance, and it is outward anywhere of 12 feet. And I would use that somewhere like out at the park, at the gym, just that's kind of the time when you want to be alone. Another form of nonverbal communication is going to be physical environment. It's physical settings, architecture, interior design, all of these different types of things affect our communication. For example, like round booths at a restaurant. I know for myself and my friends and coworkers, when we go out to eat, we like to be in the round booths because it just inspires more conversation and more friendliness and just togetherness, just being tight-knit. And then another negative example of physical environment could be if you're sitting in the library on campus and light is shining through your eyes across the windows across the way. You're not going to be wanting to talk to your friends. You're going to want to be putting your hand over your face and just ignoring and not really being intermixed with your group. Another form of nonverbal communication is going to be time. Social scientists use the term chronemics to describe the study of how humans use and structure their own personal time. Research shows that the amount of time spent with one relational partner sends them really important messages about how you feel about them and how much you actually enjoy being around them. For example, like with a significant other, if you don't spend much time with them, they're not going to really think that you enjoy being around them or that you even like them. Another example would be if you aren't coming to your class and you aren't doing your assignments, your teacher isn't going to think that you want to be there. Just one last quote for this is going to be John Stoker stated Overcoming Face Talk to remember the 93-7 rule. 93% of communication occurs through all nonverbal behavior, and tone is only 7% of communication that takes place through those words. That's just something that I took to heart and that I've been trying to use recently in my life. So that wraps up my presentation on nonverbal communication, which specifically includes body movement, touch, voice, physical space, appearance, and physical environment, and also time. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed my presentation.